Global outrage after racist incident. Tournament. Eala responds. I played to inspire. It was supposed to be just another match. The sun was shining over the clay courts of Barcelona, the air filled with a rhythmic thud of tennis, balls and a polite murmur of an international crowd. Cameras clicked, commentators whispered predictions, and Alex Eala, the 20-year-old rising star from the Philippines, stood calm, confident, and radiant under her cap. But within minutes, the beauty of the game shattered. A comment from an opposing player, cruel, racist, and venomous, sliced the air like a knife. The crowd gasped. The world froze. By the time the clip hit social media, it was everywhere. Millions had seen it. Outrage erupted. But amid the chaos, Ella's response wasn't fury. It was something far more powerful. I play to inspire, not to hate. Those 7 words changed everything. This is the story of that moment of grace under fire, of the storm that followed, and how one young athlete reminded the world what true strength looks like. The spark before the storm. Alexander Alex. Eala had always been known for her poise. A prodigy from Manila, she rose through the junior ranks with a mix of ferocity and elegance. By 20, she had already made history, becoming the first Filipino to win a junior Grand Slam, singles title, and breaking into the world's top 100. Her playing style was fearless, her demeanor unshakably kind. Reporters often describe her as grace. Under pressure, a phrase that would later prove prophetic. The Barcelona Open was one of her favorite tournaments, a home away from home. After years training at the Rafael Nadal Academy in Spain, she knew the crowd, the courts, the rhythm. Everything felt right until that afternoon. Her second round opponent was known for being intense, but no one expected what would unfold. Midway through the first set, after a long rally that I won, her opponent muttered something audible, enough for microphones to pick up. The words racist, demeaning mental wound left no room for misunderstanding. Eala froze. The stadium went silent. The chair umpire hesitated. The opponent smirked, and in that silence the world witnessed the ugliness that sports sometimes hides beneath its beauty. The moment that broke the internet within hours, the clip went viral. Hashtags like hashtag stand with Eala, hashtag NRA racism in tennis, and hashtag WePlayAsOne flooded social media. Celebrities, players, and fans around the world condemned the incident. Even Rafael on the doll posted, "There's no place for hate in our sport." Proud of Alex for her composure. News outlets from BBC to CNN covered the story. The tournament organizers scrambled to respond. Statements were issued. Investigations promised. But the world wasn't waiting for bureaucracy. They were waiting for her response. Would she fight back? Would she demand punishment? Would she speak with anger? Instead, Eala did something no one expected. I played to inspire. At the post-match press conference, the room was packed. Cameras flashed. Journalists whispered. Eala walked in calm and poised, wearing her signature blue training jacket and a quiet smile. Her face showed no trace of bitterness, only strength. When asked how she felt about the incident, she paused, took a deep breath, and said softly, "It hurt, but hate doesn't deserve my energy. I play to inspire, to show kids that they belong, no matter where they're from or what language they speak. That's what matters." The room went silent. Even the reporters, hardened by years of covering scandals, felt something shift. Her voice didn't tremble. It carried not with vengeance, but with grace. My parents taught me to carry myself with dignity. My coaches taught me to stay focused. My country taught me to fight with heart. And that's what I'll keep doing. That clip, 30 seconds long, became the most shared video in the tennis world that month. It was replayed on news channels, quoted in headlines, and celebrated as one of the most graceful responses to racism ever seen in sports. The world reacts. The global reaction was instantaneous and overwhelming. Fellow athletes voiced their support. Coco Gauff tweeted, "Alex, you handled that like a true champion. Proud of you." Naomi Osaka shared Ella's quote on Instagram, captioning it, "This is what leadership looks like." The Women's Tennis Association, WTA, released a formal statement condemning the incident, promising a full investigation and stricter anti-racism policies. Fans organized online campaigns calling for greater diversity and inclusion in tennis matches and tournaments. In the Philippines, people held rallies outside tennis courts with banners reading, "We play to inspire. We stand with Alex." For a moment, Eala's voice transcended sport, becoming a global symbol of dignity and hope inside the storm. But behind the public calm, there was pain. In private, Eala cried that night, not because she was angry, but because she couldn't understand why someone would try to take joy away from the sport she loved. Her mother sat beside her, wrapping her in an embrace. "Alex," she whispered, "you can't control how the world sees you, but you can control what you give back to it." Those words became her anchor. She wrote in her journal that night, "I won't let hate define me. I'll make it my reason to shine brighter." And the next morning, she trained quietly, intensely, a community united. Something remarkable began happening in the days that followed. Messages poured in from fans, from kids, from strangers. A young girl from Kenya wrote, "I saw what happened. I used to feel scared to play because people tease me for my skin color. Healing and forgiveness." Months later, the player who had made the racist remark reached out privately. She apologized genuinely, tearfully, admitting her mistake and the ignorance behind it. Eala listened. Then, to everyone's surprise, she forgave her. "Hate can't heal hate," she said simply. "Only understanding can." They met at a charity event months later and even posed for a photo, a moment that quickly went viral, hailed as the picture that healed tennis. It was proof that compassion isn't weakness, it's power. Reflections from the heart. A year after the incident, Eala sat down with a journalist from Time magazine for a cover interview. When asked how she viewed that chapter of her life, she smiled softly. "I used to wish it hadn't happened, but now I'm grateful it did, because it gave me a voice, one that could help others feel seen." She paused, looking down at her hands, now callous from years of training. "You know, tennis is about more than winning. It's about character. Every serve, every point, every word. It builds who you are." That day didn't break me. It revealed me the legacy of light. Today, Alexa's story is told in classrooms, sports programs, and motivational talks around the world. She's become more than an athlete. She's a symbol, a reminder that courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers, "I play to inspire." And though the world can be cruel, her response stands as a lesson. That grace under hate is the purest form of power. In every corner of every court she steps. On to now, you can still hear echoes of that unforgettable moment. The cheers, the unity, the hope. Because when history remembers Alex Eala, it won't just remember the title she won. It will Remember the heart she changed. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share